The 10 commandments of ball handling. If you want to be a great ball handler, you've got to make sure you have all 10 of these things in place, especially if you have plans of trying to play college basketball or pro. Coach Jesse Muench with Get Handles Basketball. We train harder and smarter so you can play like the pros. If that's something you're looking to do, subscribe and click that bell icon to catch the newest videos. Commandment number 1, get in at least 10 minutes of ball handling every single day. Ideally, dribbling. If you can't get somewhere where you can bounce the basketball, do some handoffs, some ball wraps, things like that, but you've got to get something in every day. 10 minutes is on your light day, your rest day, your off day. So in those days, you could do something more sitting down or relaxed, just stationary. But the rest of your days, you should probably be putting in more than 10 minutes. I would say 5 to 6 days a week should be a little bit more intense than that. But without this in place, all the other stuff on the list isn't gonna help you nearly as much. Number 2, have a routine. You've gotta have something that you practice regularly so you can get a feel for the basketball, get warm, get comfortable, and before you go into games, just mentally get yourself in the state of mind of having confidence, knowing you got the feel for the basketball, and something that's consistent with your schedule for different practice locations, different practices that you have, different court surfaces, different games, right? Mentally, that can be your one consistent thing to keep you even keeled, because if you want to be a great ball handler, odds are you're probably a guard, right? Well, you've got to have your mind right, especially if you're the point guard or want to play point guard. Third, get out of your comfort zone in your practice. So you can't just be consistent only. You've got to do things that break the mold, do something different, something that you're not used to. That could be working on a different mood, of different type of drill, different kind of drills, different formats of drills, pushing your speed, getting other people involved. There's a lot of things you could do, but all your practice can't be all the same all the time for years. Now, you should have a certain level of consistency for week to week, but I would switch things up every few weeks to months. That's gonna keep you uncomfortable, keep your game expanding, your skill set expanding, and if you get more uncomfortable in practice, when game time comes, you're not gonna feel nearly as uncomfortable because you're used to that feeling, and everyone else is gonna be the one that's not used to it. Fourth commandment, work on your game-specific moves. Your practice, you might work on different things with like ladder drills, tennis ball drills, you know, things like that, 2-ball drills. That's all great. Definitely will add a lot to your game. Like I said, you gotta get out of your comfort zone. But when game time comes, you've also just got to have game-specific moves, combos that you can count on, sequences you can do getting to the rim, to create space for shots, to create passing angles, working on, you know, like a between the legs, a cross, an inside out into a behind the back. All those different combos are going to give you options. At the end of the video, I'm going to have some very specific moves that I highly recommend you work on. Commandment number 5, take calculated risks in games. What I mean by that is you don't want to be so risky that you're going to cause a turnover, but where you feel like there's an 85 to 90% probability that you're going to pull the play off, you need to take some of those risks from time to time to keep the defense on their toes, your defender on their toes, and keep them guessing on what's going to happen, and to create for yourself and the team on the court. If you're not taking risks from time to time, you're probably not going to create, period. Commandment number 6, bring game intensity to your workouts. If you're practicing slow, guess what's going to happen in games? You're going to dribble slow, and when defenders are coming flying at you, you're not going to know how to react to that, and you're not going to have the capability to react to that. Push that speed with your handles in your practice. Get out of your comfort zone. Bring that speed to almost everything you do, unless it's a drill that requires a little bit less speed or a change of speed, but you've got to make sure that you're getting that max speed up and practicing with game speed. Commandment number 7, develop a change of speed. It's great to work on game speed, game intensity. You've got to have that. You've got to raise that max level. But to be an effective player in games, you've got to have a change of speed. So you need to practice that, and then also, of course, bring that into the games. If you're always moving 1,000,000 miles an hour in the game, defenders are going to react to that. They're going to be ready to move with you, and they're going to adjust your speed. They're going to get a gauge of how fast you can move, and they can move accordingly. Changes of speed, whether that's from slow to fast, fast to slow, stop to go, go to stop, all those things are important for you to have in your game. Commandment 8, don't be a sitting duck. What I mean by that is, in your practice, you don't want to get in the habit of doing this too much because that'll happen in games, but also specifically, especially in games, don't do this, and that's dribbling in one spot. Now, there's going to be times where you have to do that from time to time, but whenever possible, get at least a little bit of movement involved. You'll be surprised about how many things get opened up on the court for you to pass, to get past defenders, etc. And it just makes it harder for defenders to steal the basketball if they don't know where you're going to be. If I'm standing in one spot, even if I'm moving the basketball, they can kind of get an idea of where that ball is going to be. But if I'm moving and going to those same crossovers, it makes them a lot harder for them to gauge where the basketball is going to be, number 1. But number 2, they could be off just a little bit to this side and I can get past them. or a little bit to this side, and I can take advantage of their momentum going that way and get past them. Or maybe they'll jump back and now I got a space to get a shot off, or I'll get an angle to get a pass off. All that happens from moving the feet around the court. Commandment 9, pay attention to the details. Don't be afraid to slow down. In your practice, don't go a million miles an hour into something new. So bring game intensity once you've got it right. When you're learning something new, a new move, a new skill, and you're not completely sure, slow it down, because if you have a crossover that's really fast and you're not really selling the fake, that's making it easier for the defender to get in front of you. Versus if I take the time to slow down in my practice, make sure I'm getting this step in, selling the fake with the ball, my eyes, my hips, my chest, now I can get the defender shifting, boom, I can blow by them and beat them because I've added those details. The speed of those moves is about the same, but this one is gonna sell the fake a lot better. Commandment 10, study the game. The more you watch NBA highlights, full NBA games, great ball handlers, the way they practice, what they do in games, how they react to game situations, you will pick up so many little things that you can add into your game to instantly help you in minutes. Things like getting a good stance, having a high ball and hand time, how to sell your fakes, what distance you need from your defender to pull your moves off, how your defender is going to react to your moves. All those things you can pick up from studying the game and studying videos like I got on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't, make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon to catch the newest videos. And this YouTube video and this YouTube video are going to have some moves that you should definitely be putting into your practice. Bring that intensity and attention to detail to those.